Welcome to The Kid Cave, the podcast where young sports fans learn all about the games they love, from how sports work to the stories of legendary athletes. We break it all down in a way that's fun, easy to understand, and packed with cool facts. So if you're curious about sports and ready to learn something new, you're in the right place. Let's explore the world of sports, one play at a time.
What up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Kid Cave podcast. And maybe you could hear a little bit in the background. Hutson and I are at Carson Park for the Eau Claire Express game versus the Minot Hot Tots for Kids Day. So we thought, not a bad spot to do a Kid Cave episode, watching a baseball game for Kids Day. So that's where we're at right now. And so if you hear a little background noise, music, talking, that's why. So, but on this episode of the Kid Cave podcast, because next week is the All-Star break for Major League Baseball and for the Northwoods League. So we thought it would be a good episode to kind of give you a little All-Star history, little Major League Baseball All-Star history. And usually we do our player, draw a player out of a hat. But since we're at Carson Park, Hutson, who are we going to do a player about?
Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron. That's because, why are we doing Hank Aaron for anybody who doesn't know? Yeah.
Hank Aaron used to play here at this stadium for the Eau Claire Bears.
That's exactly right. So we're going to do a little bit about a little background on that. And then we're going to, Hutson says he's got some trivia questions. So let's start off with doing a little All-Star history, shall we? You ready for this? What is the nickname for the Major League Baseball All-Star game? What do you think it is? Are you cheating off my notes?
No, I can't even see it.
Okay, good. I knew this, but
Midsummer Classic.
it is the Midsummer Classic, and it's usually played on the second or third Tuesday in July. And usually it's supposed to be, when you hear baseball season, they say after the All-Star break, it's the second half of the season. But that's not, it's a symbolic thing. It's not mathematically, because we're already mathematically halfway through the season, right? I mean, half of 162 baseball games is 81. Brewers already are like 90-some games into it. It's just more of a symbolic kind of a gesture here, because it's a little bit of a break. But here's some more history nuggets. Major League Baseball All-Star game. The first All-Star game was July 6, 1933 at Comiskey Park in Chicago as part of the 1933 World's Fair. And it was initiated by Arch Ward, then a sports editor for the Chicago Tribune. Initially, it was intended to be kind of a one-time event, but the success resulted in making the contest an annual one. And get this, Hutson, there used to be 2 All-Star games each season. Did you know that?
No.
You didn't know that? So from 1959 to 1962, 2 All-Star games were held each season in order to increase money going to a player's pension fund. This ended after the owners agreed to give players a larger share of the income from a single game. So a total of 2,031 individual players have been selected to the All-Star game between 1933 and 2025. I'm going to get set to ask you some All-Star trivia, so you got to be ready, okay? Here's a little bit more info going on here. You might have to do a little play-by-play coming up here too. So, since 1934, let me ask you this. Who manages the All-Star teams? Do you know this?
The former World Series managers.
Bingo. The managers of the game are the managers of the previous year's league pennant winners and World Series clubs. So how are players selected to go to the All-Star game? It's kind of a complicating process. Starters are selected how? Starting position players are selected how?
Starters are selected by fans voting who they want to be and think are good enough to go to the All-Star game and start the game.
Yep, exactly. So Position players are through fan voting. The pitchers and reserves for both the American League and the National League are determined through a player ballot and selections made by the commissioner's office. So, that was a hard hit, but that looks like it's going to be a fly out to right. Anyways, rosters are expanded from 26 players to 32 players for the All-Star game. They include position players selected by fans, as we said. After that, 20 position players and 12 pitchers per side are selected between the player ballot and the commissioner's office. The ballots gathered from the players account for 17 players in each league. That's 8 pitchers, 5 starters, and 3 relievers, as well as 1 backup for each position. Then the commissioner's office is responsible for selecting 6 additional players in each league, 4 pitchers and 2 position players. Now, this is an important thing because every team has a player representing them at the All-Star game.
Yes.
And that's kind of where the commissioner's office, when they select those players, they make sure that a player from each team is selected. So here's some All-Star game history. There have been some ties in the All-Star game. The first tie in the All-Star game occurred on July 31st, 1961 at Fenway when the game was called after a 1-1 game after 9 innings due to rain. The only other rained shortened game was in 1952, but the National League defeated the American League 3-2 in 5 innings. The other tie, 2002, before you were born, Hutson, but it happened in Milwaukee, and it was a controversial one. It was when, at that time, it's now American Family Field, but Miller Park opened up. It ended in controversy in the 11th inning when both teams ran out of substitute players available to pitch in relief. So at that point, Commissioner Bud Selig, who used to own the Brewers, and it was a Milwaukee native, declared that the game would end after 11 innings and ended in a 7-7 tie. Fans were mad. They threw stuff on the field and just not happy with that conclusion. But what I ask, what are they supposed to do if they ran out of pitchers? You know what I mean? Like, what are they supposed to do?
Maybe bring back pitchers that have already pitched in the game?
Could, possibly. So with this too, the All-Star game at one point, that ball's almost coming this way. Whoever won the All-Star game, whether it was the American League or the National League, then that determined who had home field advantage for the World Series.
Ooh.
So say the National League won the All-Star game, the Brewers then, when they would go to the World Series, would be the home team. So it used to be that way, but that stopped. So that stopped. That was in place up until 2016. It started for 2003, but it stopped in 2016. So the longest All-Star game in terms of innings has lasted 15 innings, and it occurred twice, 1967 and 2008. The American League leads the All-Star Game series with 48 wins. The National League has 44. 2 games have ended in ties. The American League has also scored more runs, 388 to 80. But that's pretty close, right? All right, you ready for some All-Star trivia now?
Yes.
All right. Who was the first All-Star inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame?
So I have a question first.
Okay.
Wait, no, not.
Okay.
Wait, so was Babe Ruth playing when the All-Star game started?
Is that your answer?
No, I'm asking if he was.
Oh, that was a wicked foul ball. That's going on
That's
the road.
in the street.
That's in the street. Yep. So, yes, the first All-Star game was held in 1933.
Babe Ruth was the era of 30s. I'm going to say Babe Ruth.
You are correct. Babe
Yes.
Ruth. Nice job, dude. So, the first rookie to play in an All-Star game. Now, I'll give you a hint.
Yeah, what year is this?
1936. Yankees.
Yankees. Give me a little more on it.
You know the name. He's a Hall of Famer.
Okay. What position did they play?
Outfield.
Outfield. Was it No, I don't want to say that because no, I was gonna say Mickey Mantle, but it's not him.
Nope.
This is so hard. What?
I can give you another hint. He holds the record for the consecutive hit streak for games.
Why do I feel like this is Lou Gehrig, but he didn't play outfield?
Give up?
Yeah.
Joe DiMaggio.
I thought Joe DiMaggio was a pitcher.
Nope. Joe DiMaggio. So, you won't know this one. The first All-Star Game MVP.
Was it?
Maury Willis, 1962.
I could have got that.
Oh, you think you could have got that? The player with the most All-Star Game appearances. Most All-Star games.
How many All-Star games have they played?
All-Star games, 25.
What year was their first All-Star game?
I'll just give you a hint. It fits where we're at right now.
Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron. So I'm going to ask you this. Most All-Star Game MVP awards, there's multiple people.
So there's a tie?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, give me hints.
Center fielder. Well, both of them are center fielders. One still plays, but maybe doesn't play center field anymore.
Oh, so they played center field, but they don't play center field anymore?
Well, this one doesn't. And the other one actually just passed away last year.
Oh, Willie Mays.
Willie Mays. Who's the other outfielder that's still playing? That is 1, 2.
Why do I feel like it's Mike Trout?
That's your guess?
Yes.
Mike Trout is right.
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
this is a guy I used to like. He doesn't play anymore.
Frank Thomas.
Nope. Started off at shortstop, then moved to third. Baltimore.
Oh, Cal Ripken Jr.
There you go. The others, Steve Garvey and Gary Carter.
Gary Carter is
Yep.
that many?
Most All-Star Game hits in their career.
Oh, give me a hint.
You said this name for an MVP.
An MVP. I don't remember who I said for MVP.
Well, that was a hard hit too, but that's going to be an out. Who was the first MVP you said?
What first? Babe Ruth?
No. Willie Mays.
What?
Willie Mays, MVP.
Now that makes so much more sense.
Most All-Star RBIs.
Most RBIs?
Yep, we have not said this name.
Current or
Nope.
retired?
He played for the Red Sox back in the day. One of the best hitters of all time.
Ted Williams?
Yes, nice job. And then finally, the most All-Star Game home runs. Cardinals.
Cardinals?
I don't know if you'll get this one.
Mark McGwire?
Nope.
Larry Walker?
Nope.
Wait. Stan Musial?
Yeah, nice job, dude. I didn't think you were going to get that one. All right. All right, so that's a little All-Star trivia.
All right.
Should we do some Hank Aaron info before we get to your
Questions.
your trivia questions here? So we're at Carson Park here in Eau Claire, and if you've never been to Carson Park, or if you have, you know there's a Hank Aaron statue out in the front. And there is a reason for that. That's because Hank Aaron's pro career actually began here in Eau Claire. So the story behind that, he started originally playing in the Negro Leagues, and after, he was actually the Giants, the Braves. This was a cool story because he had a Giants contract in his hand, but the Braves offered $50 a month more. At that time, they were the Boston Braves. So he was that close to, think about this, he was that close to playing with Willie Mays. That would have been an insane outfield.
Oh my God.
And an insane offensive lineup. So the Braves purchased his Negro Leagues contract for $10,000. And then on June 12th, 1950, with Brave scout Dewey Griggs. And then the Braves assigned Aaron to the Eau Claire Bears, the Braves' Northern League Class C farm team. And he played the 1952 season here in Eau Claire, and he actually played in the infield. He continued to develop as a ball player, made the Northern League's All-Star team. By the end of the season, he had performed so well that the league made him a unanimous choice for Rookie of the Year. He appeared in just 87 games. He scored 89 runs, had 116 hits, 9 home runs, 61 RBIs, and he hit .336. So, and actually during his minor league experience, he was very homesick, but his brother convinced him to stay. So, 1953, the Braves promoted him to the Jacksonville Braves, their Class A affiliate, and then in 1954, he attended spring training with the Major League Club. Now, this is when the Boston Braves were the Milwaukee Braves, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And although he was on the roster of its farm club, Milwaukee manager Charlie Grimm later said from the start, he did so well, I knew we were going to have to carry him. On March 3rd, 1954, Milwaukee Braves left fielder Bobby Thompson fractured his ankle while sliding into second base during a spring training game. And the next day, Aaron made his first spring training start for the Braves Major League team, playing in left field and hit a home run. And that's what led Aaron to his Major League contract. So some ridiculous stats about Hank Aaron. You heard some of those All-Star ones, right? I mean, those were, is that a wild throw to first?
Yeah, wild throw to first.
All right. So here are some of the crazy statistics surrounding Hank Aaron. Well, first of all, we mentioned the All-Star games, 25 games, right? That's insane. He's got his number retired by the Brewers. He's got his number retired by the Atlanta Braves. In 1982, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. And you, young one, still recognize him as the home run king too, right? You still recognize him as the home run king?
Yes.
Why do you still do that? Tell the people why.
Because in my perspective, Barry Bonds is the biggest cheater of all time.
Because you know what? You're not alone, dude. You're not alone in that thinking. So here are some of his stats. He had over 12,000 at-bats, 12,364 at-bats. He scored 2,174 runs. He had, for hits, 3,377 hits. RBIs, 2,297 RBIs. He walked 1,402 times. Yeah. Where's that? Oh, they're getting closer to over here, dude. You gotta keep an eye on that for us, okay?
That almost hit a car.
He played in 3,298 games, home runs 755. By the way, those RBIs, 2,297. That's a record still in Major League Baseball. So, I mean, you look at the stats, and he played from 1954 to 1976. That's ridiculous. His WAR, remember in one of our episodes, we did wins above replacement.
Yeah.
An amazing 143.2. His career batting average, 305. Finished with a 305 batting average. How many MVPs do you think he won?
At least 4.
His only MVP was in 1957.
He only won 1?
I know, right? He was only 23 years old at the time. So I would have thought he would have had more too. But yeah, it's just 1. He's got a 3-time Gold Glove, and he did win the 1957 World Series 2-time batting title as well. So just Mr. Consistent. The most home runs he had in a single season was 47. 47. But he can't 1957, he had 44. Then he had 30, 39, 40, 34, 45, 44, 24, 32, 44, 39, 29, 44, 38, 47, 34, 40, 20, 12, and then 10 is finally. That's consistency, dude. That's consistency. So there's a little bit about Hank Aaron. Now you know a little bit more about Hank Aaron. All right, dude. What do you got for some trivia? You said you were going to Google this.
Yes.
All right. So make sure you're speaking in your mic, okay?
So, catcher who has the best batting average of all time?
The catcher with the best batting average of all time, is it Mike Piazza?
No.
Is it Ivan Rodriguez?
Oh.
Joe Mauer?
Yes, it is
It's
Joe
Mauer?
Mauer.
Okay.
I was going to give you a hint
Okay.
by saying this catcher has won MVP.
Okay.
With
What else do you got now?
I have to.
You're typing it in?
Yes.
Well, can you ask me it?
I'll ask you the question. First
Okay.
baseman with the best batting average.
First baseman with the best batting average. I'm going to go with my guy and say Lou Gehrig.
Okay, that's who you think it is?
Yep, I'm going to go with Lou Gehrig.
Yes.
You want me to Google these and type these up? You come up with the questions and I look it up? Might be quicker.
Yeah, but then you can see.
After I have to guess first. How about that?
No. So how about this? With best batting average, and then you leave it there and let me hit the search button. How about that?
Okay. Well, I already guessed, so I just want to make sure that works. Who is it?
It says Dan Browthers.
Highest batting average. He played a career of 343. He played in the late 1800s and 1900. Oh, come on. All right. So Lou Gehrig is actually 5th on this list, so he's at 340. Frank Thomas at 332. That was my next one. So, all right. What else do you got?
I can do this one. It's just one swap.
Okay.
All right. Second baseman.
Second baseman with the highest average?
Yes.
I'm probably not going to get this. These are probably players I've never heard of before. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Have I heard about this player?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I've never heard of
it. It's not like Roberto Alomar or anything.
No.
Who?
Rogers Hornsby.
Oh, Rogers Hornsby. He's in the show game for one of the all-time great teams.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I should have said Roger Hornsby.
Oh.
That's all right. That's an out. So
type in shortstop.
Shortstop with the highest batting average.
And then leave me to hit the search button.
Okay.
Why is it Mickey Mouse? This is Mickey Mouse.
It's Goofy, isn't it?
No, it's Mickey Mouse.
Oh. Okay. Shortstop with the highest batting average.
You know this person. Because I know this person.
It's not Jeter.
It's not Jeter.
It's not Ripken Jr.
Mm-mm.
Is he a current player?
No. This player played a long time ago.
Ozzie Smith?
No, the correct answer is Honus Wagner.
Oh, okay. Yep. All right. Do a couple more, okay?
Yeah. We're doing all positions.
Okay, so we've done first base, we've
doing
done catcher.
We're doing third.
We're doing third
Yeah.
base now?
Let me, if you find it up here, just hand it to me. And
I get that, okay? All right. Bob Uecker's on the big screen right now. All right, third baseman with highest average. Just tap that top one right there.
I know.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. You might know this one.
Third baseman. I don't think I'm going to get it if you said might.
This player's in the Hall of Fame.
Give me a hint.
This player has a 350 average.
Oh, jeez. Who?
This is John McGraw.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I wouldn't have guessed that, though.
All right, let's just do left field.
Left field with highest average. Okay. You should have done this morning when I was on the air and wrote all this down. Left field with the highest batting average. Do I know this player?
I don't know this player.
Oh, that doesn't.
This player has a 383 average. This player looks like he played a long time.
Okay, then I don't know who.
This person's name is Willie Keeler.
Oh, I've heard of Willie Keeler.
Center field.
All right, so center field and right field, then that's it?
And DH.
Okay. All right, center
Fielder.
Now this one I've got a few names, but I don't know if they're going to be the top ones. Let me know when you're ready.
You know this person.
Is it Willie?
It's Ty Cobb.
Well, you didn't let me guess. After...
You said Willie!
Yeah, but you let me have other guesses more than just one.
Fine.
Oh.
I'll let you have multiple guesses.
All right, so right fielder?
Yeah.
Okay.
And DH.
Right fielder and then DH. And then...
We're done.
All right, because you want to enjoy this game, right?
Yeah.
All right. Right fielder. All right. What do we got?
All right. You know this person.
Right fielder with the highest average?
Yes.
Is it Hank Aaron?
No.
Is he still playing?
No, we've mentioned this player in this podcast.
Right fielder?
Yeah.
It's not Hank Aaron. So we mentioned him with the All-Star stuff?
Yes.
Somebody from Minnesota keeps trying to call me.
Is it that guy that's trying to get the vote?
No.
Oh.
We mentioned him in the podcast?
Yeah.
Mickey Mantle? No.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Stan Musial.
Oh. You're right. All right.
I always
DH.
thought Stan Musial was a first baseman.
Let's go. I
Stan
don't
the
know if
man.
this one will actually pop up, but we'll see.
Okay. You know this person.
Edgar Martinez?
Yes.
All right. That was my only guess.
How did you know that?
That was my guess. So that or David Ortiz. But.
David Ortiz is first baseman.
All right. Perfect timing because they're mowing behind us. So
Peace.
peace. Appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to follow the YouTube page and subscribe to the Kid Cave podcast wherever you listen to your podcast, like Spotify and Apple, and give Hutson a 5-star review and a positive review so others can find the podcast. Till next time, we'll talk to you in the next episode of the Kid Cave.